many of us are technologists here, maybe good in analytics or robotics or so many great things that we have studied in college. But if it is not really used in real application, and also if it doesn't touch the last person in the ecosystem of our, let's say, rural side or the society or whatever, what good is the technology? Because Aadhaar is the center. If you want a broadband connection, they'll ask you Aadhaar number. If you want in a bank account now, I know that it's not compulsory, I don't know, whatever. So for everything, Aadhaar is a must. Driver license, Aadhaar is a must. Everything, Aadhaar is a must. That was the biggest. And I remember very clearly, it was almost a 5,000 crores initiative, and it was brought. And I have that slide as to huge impact. It has, bringing all the citizens under Aadhaar itself has saved the country almost 30,000 crores plus every year. It is a great example of the simplest way Digital India is touching every human being. Atal Innovation Mission is one of the best innovation which promotes innovation across the board, from school students to startups. India needs this. And action is happening. Atal Innovation Mission, Atal Tinkering Labs, Digital India, Startup India, Skill India, Make in India. These are the pillars. What I have done is I've made a sort of a summarized version of Digital India as the pillar of one of the New India initiatives that the whole, I would say, the government and everybody is talking about. All of you heard of New India, right? So everybody knows New India as a label or as a brand or as an initiative. But what are its components? The same way, many of you may know Digital India, but you don't know what exactly are the pillars or the components of Digital India. So I'm not going to give you facts and figures as such, because it could be boring. How many thousands of crores or how many lakhs of crores money spent, or how many lakhs of crores of revenue you got, or taxes collected. Or I will 90% of my slides don't revolve around any numbers and facts and figures. It's more of ideas. What India, the New India, is about. The idea of New India. Okay, that is one. And second is, where is the New India initiative heading? From a digital perspective. So let's get straight into the topic. So Sunday evening, 4 o'clock, 4:30, let's not be too heavy in buzzwords and technology, and though we have all done quite a bit of technology, and some of you are already in technology. So let's, the intention is, make it as light as possible and something which you will take back home, a few of them, and then talk to your other people or the other people, your neighbors or your friends or wherever you're working or whatever. I think the intention is to spread this message, good message, that New India is happening and it's real. The fact that I'm standing here, it's not a social media presentation or a social media infographic order. It's real. I've experienced quite of it, and that is what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk some of my experience from the past and how things have changed. So that's what the presentation is going to revolve around. So I didn't want to make it formal, but for my own thinking, I just made a few points, which is what I will stick to. Transformation of India, which is New India. What is Digital India? Innovation for New India, and the future. Future is, we will talk about some of the initiatives that, as we go along, what are the new initiatives that will lead us to future? The future for our next generation, for our children, for the country on the whole. Okay. So you're familiar with this, like a logo, which has, I think, floated around, Sankalp Ke Siddhi, I think, right from Prime Minister to everybody is talking about New India. I know some of the other, even the people who are not in power are also talking about New India, but I think this is which has really, really caught on the attention. So what are the components of New India? We'll talk about that. Okay. So you see these pillars of New India. Not all of them are all complete list, but some of them which I'm familiar, which I can really boldly stand up and talk about. This is what I've listed. There are a number of more such pillars which I would say constitute New India. And top is, of course, see what good is it? I mean, if we are all, many of us are technologists here, maybe good in analytics or robotics or so many great things that we have studied in college. But if it is not really used in real application, and also if it doesn't touch the last person in the ecosystem of our, let's say, rural side or the society or whatever, what good is the technology? That is what we will discuss. So I have picked up a few examples around application of technology under the Digital India umbrella. Okay, innovation. I have a speech. I chose PM Modi's speech. I will talk about. I'll use that speech as a sort of a foundation to talk a little bit about innovation. Then entrepreneurship, Startup India. How many of you have heard of Startup India? Startup India, Startup Karnataka. I think it is. I will share more excitement when I come to that topic. Manufacturing, Make in India. Just yesterday, I think India, the Railway Ministry, which is Prime Minister himself, flagged off a 200 kilometer per hour train. I think it is, what is it called? Vande Bharat Express, 200 kmph. I think unheard of. In India, the maximum I think I have traveled is maybe 90 or 100 or whatever. Even Rajdhani, I am told from Mumbai to Delhi goes at 110 or 120 max. So that's the greatest, the most recent example of Make in India. And there are more such IT examples. We will discuss that. Better workforce, Skill India. So no doubt there are positives around the whole technological shift that is happening, which is possibly some jobs going away. So what does it mean? We need to retrain or reskill these people and bring them to adapt to the newer opportunities or newer jobs. People say, okay, analytics is coming, robotics are coming, so jobs are going away. No way. There are more number of, to my own knowledge, more number of jobs getting created. If robot is going to take a receptionist job in a bank, so there will be no number of skilled jobs created to create that robot or the ecosystem of the robot manufacturing unit. Okay, so but that is what Skill India is addressing. The same old diploma engineer cannot do the job. He needs to elevate himself. Say, why diploma? Even MTech, IIT engineer, believe me, will get outdated if he doesn't reskill or look at new ways of doing things. Okay, I have one video which is like sort of sets the So how many have heard of Digital India? Okay, Digital India. How many of you know there was a company called Digital India? And I was one of the persons who worked for the company for 6 years, company called Digital India. You know HP? Yes. HP finally acquired Digital India. So, I mean, it was called, it's a US company called Digital Equipment Corporation. So, Indian subsidiary was known as Digital India. So the actual transformation in the IT industry started when Digital India was there, back when I was really, I would say, blessed to have worked in such a great company. And then whole lot of transformation happened with the help of technologies from that company. And that part is now part of HP. Okay, so that company was called Digital, in India it was called Digital India. So though, let's be very clear, Digital India has nothing to do with Digital India in that sense. Both, that was a company which was selling products and technology like HP, but this Digital India is a very broad initiative. So almost all of you know Digital India. Okay, as an initiative which this logo launch happened in, I think this was actually the first initiative the new government, the Modi government, took up in 2014 when it came into power. I think around somewhere around August or September, and I had the opportunity to attend one of the launch presentations, and this logo launch happened right then. So can you people tell me one great initiative which you are touched by because of Digital India on a day-to-day basis in some way? So all of you raised your hands, Digital India. What is the Digital India? Technology guys, please, I think, yeah. So I'll give you an opportunity to ask, I'll ask the tougher questions for you. So what is the initiative what is Digital India? So you tell me what is it that comes to your mind when you think of Digital India?
Online.
What online?
What a government thing, what will be paying the
Correct.
governments and everything, it will be the government as online.
Correct. I think that is a general answer. The biggest and the first initiative that came under Digital India. Can you repeat? Anybody else? Huh?
Pragati.
Pragati, I don't know, actually, no. Huh? All are right answers. But in some way that initiative existed already, but it was brought under the Digital India initiative to make it as like a center for all this, whether it is for broadband for the rural or banking or credit cards or Paytm or whatever. Huh? No, Geo is not. Well, anyway, so let's break the suspense. Actually, it is Aadhaar. Aadhaar is the biggest initiative, and I was again blessed to have been part of the implementation team. Many companies were involved. HP was one of them. HP set up the data center, means the place where that whole information is being, I would say, stored, as well as you must have screened when you go to Aadhaar center, the scanning and the camera, the biometrics and everything, and it was distributed to many companies, and HP was one of them, and I was part of the team where we did that. And you see some of the locations has the HP printer, HP scanner, so it comes out in a HP printer, HP scanner, HP laptop and all. So HP was one of the companies, so right from that time, it was pre-2014, but later it was brought onto the Digital India initiative to support, because Aadhaar is the center. If you want a broadband connection, they'll ask you Aadhaar number. If you want in a bank account now, I know that it's not compulsory, I don't know, whatever. So for everything, Aadhaar is a must. Driver license, Aadhaar is a must. Everything, Aadhaar is a must. That was the biggest. And I remember very clearly, it was almost a 5,000 crores initiative, and it was brought. And I have that slide as to huge impact. It has, bringing all the citizens under Aadhaar itself has saved the country almost 30,000 crores plus every year. Yes, many PDSs, so many initiatives. Gas, I think, jokingly, Mr. Modi keeps talking about gas connections were there in so many people's name who were not even born. And Aadhaar got rid of all that. Same, I mean, whether it's a Jan Dhan accounts or some of the subsidies that come, other subsidies that come to the citizens, people, and you know where the money was going, right? If it was going to somebody else's hands. So Aadhaar has really, and it is a great example of the simplest way digital India is touching every human being. And digital Aadhaar is now even for, I think, the teenage, the age, even for children, right? I think they have Aadhaar cards. Yeah, my daughters below 18, they have one younger one has Aadhaar card. So this is just a slide. I mean, it's a little bit technical. So I not very technical. I'm saying it is a, many of you may not relate, but I will explain. See, this is the evolution of the India's IT industry. You must know this because I was, at least some of you, I'm sure here, I was also had the opportunity to be the first generation IT person. I started my career in 1986, much before even this, but this sort of indicates. So there was a few Indian companies and then many US companies. Digital was one of them, Digital Equipment Corporation, which was Digital India I told about. HP was one of them, Compaq, then there were a few handful of companies and there are a couple of Indian companies. So from there, today, I think 2005 to present, we started as just like, taking some technology and then designing some kind of a solution for somebody and just implementing it. But today there is innovation happening in the many of the companies here, whether it is services side, Infosys, or so many other technology companies on startups or whatever. This is how the IT industry has evolved. And the campus, unimaginable, and that is the Infosys campus. Many companies, when I started, they didn't even have a chair to sit for the engineers that, today. But today, everybody looking at that campus, even a civil engineer wants to go and join there. So that is the beauty of the evolution. And today, the pace at which the industry or the Indian IT industry is developing is much faster now. Okay, so this sort of the reason I wanted to show you this is just to give an indication that this is not, and all this, no doubt the past governments or the past initiatives have helped, but from 2014 onwards it has been at a rapid pace, very rapidly, and we will have a look at that in the next few slides. Okay, so can you relate this, the way the industry has evolved, to your own experience of what computerization has been? In your common use, can you relate? Though I have the slides, but I want you to trigger thought. Let's say, let me give an example of Indian Railways. In these 4 blocks, let's say I'll just take it to 4 blocks, how it was before and how it is today. Can you relate the evolution? Can you think of 30 years back when you went to buy a railway ticket? How was it? How is it today? You don't even have to go to a railway station today. Online is a very general term, I will tell you. I think, See, I'm using a word called digitization of the, I've used 1 or 2 examples, okay, just to give you some kind of a, so that you can relate. But every other sphere has the same, I would say, evolution. Look at this, digitization of Indian Railways. Can you, in the 90s, can you see those tickets with those dots in between? They were, from some punching machines. And it's not too long ago, 1990s, till 90s we had that. And then it moved to, some level of computerization, but only available at the railway station only. And they used to give a printout which has the dot matrix and, dot printed. But to some extent, the queues at the railway stations came down. Okay, and they used to give that small printed thing. Okay, so tell me from this. So computerization of Indian Railways sort of started around that 1990s, early 90s. Again, as part of that, I don't want to get into it, but in the beginning I told you, my experience is what I'm sharing. So as part of that, do you know why computers were there, but why we had to go to the railway station and stand in the queue? You said online. Why we went to the railway station? If computer was there, you also had a computer?
They use DOS system.
Huh?
They use DOS
No,
system.
no, 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 no. That is not the only reason. The reason is there was no connectivity between your home and the systems which were connect in the back end. That is not there. No doubt. It's a low. I would say no doubt. Your answer is right. But the real reason is there was no connectivity. It was even if it was there, very very slow speed. I was again involved in introducing internet. It was the same company. Connectivity is very slow, couldn't connect. So railways could not give you connection at home so that you can book online at home. That is where Digital India has made a sea change. You will see that. Okay, then it moved to the real online. So same. So from booking the ticket at the railway station, it moved to booking from home. But that also I rarely used to travel by train, but sometimes for the fun I used to travel. So slow speed. The online part was really painful. So that 2002 to 2015, that online thing came. No doubt. I mean, we need to appreciate the evolution, but the biggest impact has happened here. So much of space, all kinds of things, stinking, railway stations, corners were, so painful. Standing in the queue. So this is the power of Digital India, because you can book a ticket right now. What more you can do on the railways? Simple. No, tell me slightly more difficult things.
Live location.
Huh?
Train finding live location.
Absolutely. Live location, they have the GPS, where exactly your bogie is, where exactly the train is, like the airline, it knows the flight path the same way. So many details available right sitting here or sitting in the train. Sometimes you wake up in the morning, you don't know whether you're Guntur or you're already in Chennai. 4 o'clock. So best thing is to find out. The biggest challenge it has solved, order food. Right now, you know your seat number, your bogie number, just give it, order food, it will be there, dot. I've experienced it. I am telling you, whatever I'm going to talk today is my experience using technology. Bogie number 12, seat number S42, it will be there. Exact time there will be a guy with a smartly dressed, he will deliver it. All through Digital India, through the app. I did this. I mean, first I tried it in Trivandrum sometime. I was shocked. Though the food quality, okay, not bad, but still excellent. And not just the IRTC food, even the private food today. In some stations, they are allowing even private food. I don't know if McDonald's is available, but at least some good caterers.
Domino's.
Okay?
Domino's.
Domino's, fantastic. Yes. Must be in some Nagpur. Fantastic. See, madam is more knowledgeable than me. So, anyway, that was my addition. The future is that. Just wait, 2022. I think you'll have the bullet train. Lot more great things will happen. The next example, I thought, what is a new thing that I can do? There's nothing new, but at least for me, I've handled all the big banks in the country. I've implemented, really proud. I'm not talking all this to show off or whatever, but really proud of. I've led teams implemented 20,000 ATMs under the RBI, all the RBI banks. And I said, Mythic Society opposite to RBI. I must think of. Look at another example, the banks. What more? I think transportation and banks, right? The best way to relate with technology. So what is the same question I will ask? What can you see the difference? I know you learned from this. I'm sure you will give me a better answer. So from banks, 30 years back, how was the bank? Don't tell me you are not born. At least some of them may not be born, but at least most of the people here were born 30 years back. So So, what is your impression of digital India in the banking sector?
Simple earlier. I have not gone to my branch for the past 2.5 years.
Fantastic. Same. If somebody had asked me the same question, I would have said exactly the same. Sitting there, I would have said the same. I have not gone to the bank. My bank is just, Johnny knows my house. Just get out of the bank, bank is there. Get out of my house, bank is there. And the two personal bank, beautiful, air conditioning and everything. Even for nothing, sometimes when I feel, no AC at home anyway, so I sometimes go there and relax. So, yeah, SBI, personal banking, Malleshwaram, lovely bank. Go sometimes when you're there, when you're tired, just go sit inside. So let's look at the bank, okay? Do you look, who's the guy behind the jail? The first one. Yeah. I'm telling you, when my grandfather had retired some 30 years back, the most painful thing for me is, of course, he was healthy, but still, whenever he found me not doing anything, he'll give me a check. Because those days, 30 years back, 500 rupees, 300 rupees is a big money. So he needs money for something, he'll give me a check, 300 rupees, go and bring. It's a syndicate bank. I have to walk some 20 minutes, wait in a queue, and then this dumb looking guy behind jail kind of a grill, counting some 300 rupees and giving it. And the two take a token, that steel token, okay, and then he'll put it in this thing, tuck, it'll, stand. And that's the guy. 30 years. I wouldn't think 30 years back also, even 20, 25 years back, the same. So I may be wrong in, the timings a little bit, but this is the way evolution has happened. Next is to some extent computerization has started, okay. There were no ATMs still, but computerization started. So same like the railways, the processing happened faster. So when this guy here, he used to write down everything. Okay, my grandfather's name was Lakshman Rao. Lakshman Rao, drew to 300 rupees, whatever, and then there the next one was check, but he used to enter on the computer. That's all. Account number, enter on the computer, 300 rupees minus. Still passbook printing, nothing, was all manual. Okay. Then ATMs came. That's where I had the opportunity to started, I would say. All these 20,000 branches, ATMs that we did, started then, and we completed when I left HP 2014. So today, even a farmer, the ATMs continue. How many of you think the next 5 years there will be no more ATMs? The younger generation, yes, thinks. I also believe. ATMs, I had another picture, and go to an ATM. You people are always focused on the money. You put your card, take the money, 1,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees, whatever. Have you looked at the sick guy in the corner, the security guy? Sick means I'm saying he is feeling sick. He is a nice guy, but he is feeling sick. Full night he has no sleep, mosquitoes, sometimes dogs enter. How long you think that will continue? Every ATM has that. It's not going to continue for long. Don't you think that guy can do a better job? And then you must know that maintaining a ATM, that room, the AC, the power backup, the machine itself is more expensive for the bank. Some time back, I think one of the banks in US, I had gone to US, I think not US, Australia. They came out with a rule saying that if you go to the bank to draw $1,000, they will charge you some $20 more. But if you sit at home or go to the ATM, no charge. because they didn't want to have employees, you have to pay salaries. Same thing is going to happen here. And I know there's so lot of opposition, so many things, right? You must have seen the finance ministry charging for minimum balance and, number of withdrawals, and draw from another bank, you have to pay some 2%. All kinds of opposition is there, no doubt about it. When I started my career, I'm aware of a whole lot of opposition for computerization itself. They said jobs will go away, so many things happened. It took a lot of time to get over that. Because unions, what to do? They have a job to do, right? So all these challenges, and see, again, I'm giving my own experience. I have, I have traveled to almost about 40 odd countries. And then within India, till recently, I used to travel almost on a weekly basis. So let me say, 3 years before, I always used to carry minimum 5,000 rupees in my wallet. I don't know what can happen. So I'll fall sick, and then I need hospital money, or I need to buy dinner, I won't have money, I'll starve, I don't know how to go for meetings. So many challenges when you're traveling. So I always, as a thumb rule, my wife used to ask me, have you carried your money? Yes, 5,000 rupees minimum. Same on the international travel, I used to carry minimum $1,000 cash. Even if it was 2 weeks or 1 month, I used to always have cash of $1,000. And the credit card used to be so expensive. Now, I don't need it. Honestly, only because of my, I would say, conservative and backward mentality sometimes, I carry 2,000 rupees. Otherwise, I have found it, I carry 2,000 rupees, I come back with 1,900. 100 rupees I would have used for something. That's all. Everywhere, pakoda wala to vegetable guy, everywhere digital cash, digital payments are available. I'm not exaggerating, this is exactly what I'm telling you. This is again the evolution of, even credit cards will go away. Believe me, credit cards, they are under pressure already. In fact, I can't take some names, they are already putting pressure on the government on Aadhaar and all, because once you have Aadhaar and Paytm and all these things, you don't need a credit card. Credit is credit. I mean, they are out to, 30%, 40% interest they charge. So this is another evolution, and the last 4 to 5 years is the biggest impact that has happened on the payment side. I've used, as I said, a whole lot of changes have happened in the commercial banking, everywhere. But this is what touches every human being. And this is not, I did not take any example which doesn't touch the rural. Even rural, you know that even just on an SMS, not even a smartphone, an old-fashioned phone, you can transfer money. The UPI, government's UPI and the government's BHIM, and so many initiatives that the government has come out with. Okay, so this is just a summary. I have already asked you a question. I think you must be familiar. So this is one of the biggest initiatives of Digital India. Okay, Aadhaar coverage, 925 million people. It is growing on rapidly. I think it's, in fact, the slides are slightly old. Must have crossed 1 billion already. Direct benefit, LPG, scholarship, PDS, so many other benefits that you have. This is for you, but the government, I gave you an example, 30,000 crores was going into some other people's pockets. That is being saved. So this is like a textbook definition of what is digital India. This is empowerment. Sitting here on your chair, you are empowered to do a financial transaction, to purchase anything, to transfer money. That is empowerment. That is what Digital India is doing. I hope English is okay, no? I can talk in Kannada also. Parvailva? No, I don't feel offended. I'm asking you don't know English. So I'm just saying. So in case you don't understand, some of you. So this is universal, say, digital empowerment of citizens. Universal digital literacy, all digital resources available at the fingertips. I think you gave a good example. Online, of all the, whether it is land records or your financial records or personal records, there is a couple of more, I will tell you. Some of you may not even be aware. It's already government has launched. I was in fact, yeah, I'll talk about that later. The same which I have broken down, digital, see, all great online stuff, railway booking, whatever, is possible only if you provide good infrastructure. So whether it is Jio or Airtel or BSNL or anybody, you need to provide that infrastructure. The licenses, the permission, the security, everything, all that comes under Digital India. You cannot allow just somebody to put up an antenna and say that tomorrow I will, there's a whole lot of back-end work that happens, testing, so much of work that happens. So infrastructure. So Digital India has ensured that, that infrastructure is available any point in the country. I travel very, very frequently to the coastal Karnataka, Dakshina Kannada region, right from Karwar, sometimes up till Kerala. Believe me, I think the kind of speed of internet access, fantastic. So we to do all this app work or to book a ticket or to book whatever it is, you need good speeds. That happens because of the great infrastructure that government has facilitated. It's not that government has laid down all the infrastructure. They have encouraged, they have given subsidies, they have given whatever funding to organizations, companies to provide that infrastructure. Like Jio. Jio is one great example. Same Airtel and so many other companies. So same way, I think the ultimate objective is to provide digital literacy. You heard earlier, there was a classroom given, classroom for senior citizens in the rural side. For the farmers, they used to have evening classes. Now, the same thing is being done digitally. Either on their app or on their smartphone, or there is a community center or a panchayat room or whatever, and then somebody is doing it, so more number of villages can be addressed. Otherwise, they had to depend on one person, educated person, to go and do that training or classes for those elderly people. Okay, so this a little bit more summary of this, so then I'll move on. So these are the pillars. You see here, this is, I have 9 pillars of digital India, which is starting from broadband highways, which is the infrastructure, to universal access, to mobile connectivity. See, mobility is more important. Earlier, when we were in college, not college, I think, later, when after I started working, that time I used to notice, you must have heard of cyber cafes. Because there is no access at home, the students used to go to cyber cafes. Even now, a few of them are there for printing and a few other intelligent things or something, maybe, whatever, right? But those days it was there, cyber cafes. But today, mobility having, come in, don't need to go anywhere. In fact, you don't even need printouts, you know, right? I will tell you about it. So these are some of the, public internet access program, e-governance. E-governance is very common. So many programs that the government is rolling out. It's all available on the internet. You go to the registrar office or the, driver's license, anywhere, I think it's e-governance. In fact, I was in HP, we rolled out, executed one more very, I would say, path-breaking e-governance initiative, which I talked about in IIM, actually, a case study some time back, last year. It is the e-procurement. All this corporation and the state governments, And the Karnataka government was one of the first. E-procurement, they float tenders. They put an ad in the paper and, people submit thing. It takes 30 days, 45 days. Then manually some person is evaluating the tender, and then after 6 months somebody gets the contract. I'm telling you, that has been speeded. Within 30 days, the entire process is completed. That's an e-governance initiative. Early harvest programs. Have you heard of early harvest programs? I'll talk a little bit about that. So early harvest, IT for jobs. What good is it? You bring in technology and all the jobs are gone. So how are we ensuring more jobs are created? Electronics manufacturing. All this, few of them I'm giving you proof. Okay? Right now, I think if you want proof for everything, it's good for you to go into some of the government websites and then understand the data. Okay, but I'm giving you a few. This is again, I have given a pictorial representation of where Digital India is touching. The infrastructure, to e-governance, to literacy, to mobility, and all these 9 pillars. These 9 circles are 9 pillars. As I said, I will leave this with the Srijan Foundation team. I think they'll send out link to either download or go through it. Okay, so I have a video here. Or maybe I'll ask the question later.
कि माध्यम से देश में इनोवेशन एवं एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप का कल्चर तैयार किया जा रहा है। हमारा मकसद एक ऐसा इकोसिस्टम तैयार करने का है जो छात्रों को कम आयु में ही भविष्य की तकनीकों से परिचित कराएं। हमारा प्रयास है कि इंटरनेट ऑफ थिंग्स, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, ब्लॉकचेन टेक्नोलॉजी, 3D और रोबोटिक्स का अनुभव छात्रों को लेने के लिए इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज तक पहुंचने का इंतजार न करना पड़े। कम उम्र में ही इनोवेशन का माइंडसेट तैयार करने की दिशा में हमने देश भर के करीब 2400 स्कूलों को चुना है। भविष्य में इन स्कूलों की संख्या को बढ़ाकर हमारी सरकार 30,000 तक ले जाना चाहती है। अटल टिंकरिंग लैब्स में 6ठी से 12वीं कक्षा के छात्रों पर फोकस किया जा रहा है। इन लैब्स में एजुकेशनल एंड लर्निंग के कंसेप्ट पर अमल करते हुए बच्चों को आधुनिक तकनीक इंट्रोड्यूस कराई जा रही है। टीन एज में एक बार इनोवेटिव माइंडसेट बना तो समझ लीजिए कि आपका आधा काम हो चुका। इसके बाद बात आती है रिसर्च के रास्ते को मजबूत करने की, और इसलिए हायर टेक्निकल एजुकेशन के दौरान रिसर्च को प्रोत्साहित करने के लिए एक अहम फैसले का ऐलान इस बजट में किया गया है। सरकार ने पीएमआरएफ यानी प्राइम मिनिस्टर रिसर्च फेलोशिप की घोषणा की है, और मैं चाहूंगा कि आप सब इसका फायदा उठाएं। इसके तहत आईआईटी, आईआईएससी, एनआईटी जैसे संस्थानों के बीटेक, एमटेक और एमएससी के बेस्ट स्टूडेंट्स को प्राइम मिनिस्टर फेलोशिप दी जाएगी। हर साल 1000 छात्रों को इसके लिए चुना जाएगा।
So, did it give you a sense of innovation? So the work that is, see, a lot of work, senior people like us, when I say senior, I mean we are all not students, we are more, in jobs or, doing so many other things. But that work is going on right now at the youth level, so that in the next 5 years, the impact will be much more. You saw the transformation from the banking sector, right? In the railways, you saw the transformation. The same kind of transformation in many other sectors is happening because initiatives are being taken at the youth, for the youth. Whether it is children in the primary kind of schools or primary or high schools, or even in engineering college. He was actually addressing the engineering college students. So there are a couple of initiatives, I'll talk about that. So another easy question for you people. What is innovation? I think that's why I put Modi's speech. At least he should have inspired you to give the answer. Doing something in a different way. Yes. Doing something in a different way to make the same thing simpler. I am 100% sure everybody will give the right answer, but let's look at the best answer. No doubt, making something difficult, from difficult to simple, you need innovation. Implementing
ideas.
new, see, don't give me English. Give me something which is like a solution or the real idea. So just one or two of you, so that you can trigger your mind. I have a few slides which will go deeper into innovation. But what is innovation? Huh? New products. Yes.
A novel idea that actually solves
Huh?
a novel idea or a concept that solves a problem.
Correct. So I'll throw an question at you. If Maruti Swift, okay, it costs some 5-6 lakhs, I think, right? 5-6-7 lakhs, whatever. What is a new idea? If I gold plate it and give it to you, it will sell better. If I gold plate it and give it to you at 10 lakhs, anybody will buy? No. Or if I make that Maruti Swift 7 lakhs and then more powerful engine, instead of giving 20 kmph, make it not 20 kmph, 20 kilometer per liter. If I make it 15 kilometer per liter, more powerful engine, will anybody buy? No. Some fools will buy. So, but that's not the way you look at innovation. Innovation is something which should have. Sorry, I think you said something.
I was saying maybe faster, cheaper, more efficient.
Correct. Faster, cheaper, more efficient. How you do it? I think that is the path. I think you have to innovate. If you have to make the same 7 lakhs Maruti Swift move faster. Actually, in Indian roads, if it goes from 100 km, it goes 200 kmph, nobody will go. Nobody will buy. What use it is, right? Instead of that, 7 lakhs, you bring it down to 6 lakhs. Same car, using different kinds of, let's say, material, or source it from some other place, or do a better job of integrating the whole thing. That is innovation.
Technology to reach everyone.
Correct. So technology, whatever you do, whether you do a modification or you do something different, it has to have an impact to the human beings. Okay, that is something is called as innovation. You must always remember. Okay, so we also innovate when there is traffic jam. We all innovate and go on the footpath, bike. No. All these tender shore roads, you go, everybody will be in the morning, 9 o'clock. I was shocked. A boring institute, I go there often. Everybody, I thought whether it's road or footpath or what. People will innovate. But innovation has to be, useful and sensible also. If you, let's say, set up a beautiful factory in the, banks of river Netravati, okay? Lovely factory, state-of-the-art material, beautiful, maybe cars coming out or some great automobiles coming out. If you are polluting the river Netravati, is that innovation? No. So these are all the things that this innovation is another semester course. I cannot get into all that. So I thought I'll just trigger some thoughts for a little bit of discussion. So this is innovation. There are many types of innovation. I just chose one: disruptive innovation, playing the game differently. Being transformed destroys the current market. Product service becomes simpler, more affordable, more accessible, customizable, drives growth. So this is happening in India because we have a prime minister at a prime minister level driving innovation. Normally, I listen to at least some of the world leaders like, the British, May, and earlier Obama, Trump, and everybody. Till today, I am yet to hear any leader of that type at that level talking about analytics and artificial intelligence, 3D printing, and so many things. So innovation is happening at that level. So there's a lot of going on. I'm telling you, your children studying, if they're studying in school or college or whatever, they'll be getting exposed to all those schemes. Couple of them I'll talk about. Okay? So you see this. When I say innovation, can you, at least this picture, can you tell me what is the innovation that you can see? Okay, I have a driver. My wife told me, why don't you call the driver Sunday, go in the car. I said, driver, why? It's not the question of cost. Why should I disturb him on Sunday? He'll have family engagements or whatever it is. I just took a Uber, and every day I take the Uber for all my meetings. And it's not only ordinary people like me. I know CEOs, high net worth individuals, only spiritual people are driving their own cars these days. So that is what I see. Mr. Jani loves to drive car because that's the only day he gets. So this is the change. People who are buying two cars, one Mercedes, morning till evening polishing, one scratch, oh my God, they will scream at the security guy. That is gone. People are, instead of two cars, they are keeping one car. This is a must. And all moving to app-based access. Same, books. Though I am old-fashioned, I still buy books. My daughter doesn't buy. She reads on the Kindle. My younger one also the same. It's only because of compulsion they are reading school and college books. Otherwise, I am 100% sure a lot of them will go away soon. This is the innovation that has happened. Disrupted the whole thing. A lot of taxi guys closed down. But do you find any taxi guy begging? No. So they've all found different, they have attached themselves to Ola and Uber, or they are offering specialized services, whatever, chauffeur-driven service. There is a market for all that. So this is the innovation that has happened. Simplest, which again touches us every day. How many of you, do you recollect or remember any of these gadgets?
VCD player.
That's video game.
Huh? Video game. How many of you are still using this?
And VCR.
Huh?
VCR.
VCR, film. Many of these companies have closed down today. Many of these companies have shut down. Honestly, cameramen have lost jobs. Because why? I think, everybody has a camera in their pocket, except some specialized video camera. That also maybe sometimes later, they can do better jobs, no? So, Kodak. When I started giving my first few presentations, I used to carry in a floppy, the center one, 4 floppies, 4 copies, because my professor told me, don't trust your computer, don't trust, floppies, don't trust anything. Take 3 or 4 floppies of the same presentation always in your kit bag, in your briefcase. I used to carry. If I had come here, I would have carried 4 floppies. Today, no need. What I did is, one, of course, because of compulsion, I just bought the laptop. Second is, I just downloaded into cloud, one of the clouds. And then if laptop fails, I'll ask one of my friends to, just download and start playing the this thing. Yeah. So this, anyway, any of you are still using this? No. I addressed another slightly senior audience. So they said, sir, I'm still using Walkman. I told them, give it to me, I'll sell it to the museum, you will get more money. So I was a big photographer. I'm saying hundreds of these Kodak films. Maximum, I used to go on a trip to, some 10-day trip to all these fancy places, temples and all. 2, 3 we used to carry, sometimes we used to buy. Such a headache. Okay, that is another innovation that has happened. All these have gone away. And it has replaced with this. This mobile device alone has replaced 10 of your units. I don't even, honestly, I don't look at my watch at all. Because always the phone is there in the hand. I just, look at the phone. This is more for fashion. Same, I think, since we don't have much like Uber, PayPal is the Paytm equivalent, Amazon, complete innovation. But what you should notice is these are all global companies. And they started innovation some 15 years back. In India, we did not have that mindset. Now with the Digital India government initiatives of so many things that are happening, you will see there will be so many of them, companies who will challenge at least a few of them. It will take time, but it will happen. So Atal Innovation Mission is what, actually I work with Niti Aayog. You see, Atal Innovation Mission is one of the best innovation which promotes innovation across the board from school students to, startups. These are the 5 pillars. Tinkering labs for schools, mentoring, they have mentors, experienced people like me, and more experienced people like, Muzumdar and so many people. Incubation center, and government is funding. It's not that we have just put it on slide and whatever. Government is funding all these initiatives. Okay? So I hope you will notice that second one. I just wanted to, talk by example. That's why, but I am a mentor for change, and you people should become a mentor for change. They'll keep announcing, you must become a mentor for change, so that you can inspire and teach some of the students or whatever. So let me come to one Startup India. So here there is an impact. I think we talked about early harvest as one of the pillars. How many of you are agriculturists, or do you have lands at least? Yeah. So, how many harvests do you have in a year? 2. People are talking about 3 and 4. That is possible only with technology. A lot of water is getting wasted. So you can store that water and then reuse it for the next harvest. So that is early harvest and more harvesting possible only with technology. So I have one example. Can you just play the video? I just wanted to give you a flavor of what is this? Sprinkler is a very low level. It's a drone. Drone is nothing but a plane. It is a aircraft, UAV. So all this I am repeating again. All this is real. I'm not just talking about some fairy tale dream that anybody is going to have. You know that any flying object that you have, you need license, you need permission. So just December 2018, government came out with a drone policy, and one of the biggest reason is to help in the agriculture. So what was the drone doing in the field? Surveying, spraying what? Pesticide, fertilizer, whatever. So now India has we should be proud, or we should be happy. Why proud? Happy about the fact that now we have a drone policy, and in our agriculture fields, you can start using drones or start hiring drones. So, so that you can relate, some of the agriculturists here, 10 acres of land, if whatever you have sown, how much time does it require to spray the pesticide? 10 acres, I won't be surprised, because it all depends on the capacity, right? If it is a owner, let's take it as 1 week, okay, average. 1 week it takes to spray pesticide for 10 acres of land. Then what is the other, next challenge is what? You think the pesticides are sprayed uniformly? 20% of the crops are destroyed because it is not sprayed properly. It's not uniform. And there's a lot of excess pesticides some places. What is the biggest challenge?
Loss of
Labor is one. Loss of?
partners.
Yes. One of the biggest challenges, farmer suicides is not the biggest reason for farmer deaths, or let's say farmers' diseases. Overexposure to fertilizers, overexposure to pesticides. So, was a farmer was sitting or standing somewhere remotely, and this whole thing is spraying about 10 acres. Believe me, it gets completed in 2 hours. 2 hours only. So you can imagine the time saved and money saved. Health risk is gone. Okay, all this is getting reality. Drone policies come into place. All the agriculture agencies, universities, startups. The reason I brought this under startups is this is one of the biggest. Right now, I'm in a number of state government and central government committees. Number of young startups all developing this drones to spray pesticide, and I think you also said to survey. So drones is not required. See, one more thing you need to know is these drones also can take pictures, right? They can take pictures, analyze the soil, and then accordingly spray the fertilizer or give information on. So it is multiple uses. The most visually attractive is one I chose. There are so many things that they do in agriculture alone. All of you have heard of the most dumbest usage of drone is wedding photography. In fact, they have banned. On top, I see this guy, instead of enjoying the wedding, he's, So, this is Digital India, Startup India for you. So many such applications. Yesterday in the defense, Startup India example, I won't go into the slides, Startup India example. Yesterday, unfortunately, one major died while defusing a bomb. I know, I have seen, in fact, I have a video, I cannot write, no time, there is DRDO, and there are many private organizations have designed and almost ready for commercial use a robot which can, go on its own and remotely control it, go and diffuse, and it will go the way the human being is going. You could have saved one life. So these are some of the drones. The same thing. Drones can be used in defense along the LOC, the border. Drones can be deployed so that they come always on live pictures of what is going on, the movements around the drone. So there's so many applications of drones. In fact, for people who are interested, on Thursday there is a startup aerospace startup seminar where I'll be there at Hotel Lalit Ashok. You know that from Wednesday Aero India is starting. So Thursday, Nirmala Sitharaman is coming, and we have the startup thing on Thursday. So drones also come. So I will skip all this. I think I'll leave the slides. This is for we talked about the broadband infrastructure and things like that. Okay, harvest. So this is right now. Okay, when I gave you that video, please understand, while the development, innovation is happening rapidly, it will take us another year or two to really see it being deployed all over the place. So the same innovation is happening. See, you know drip irrigation, right? Drip irrigation. So it is a lot of people are using that. Drip irrigation also is moving to the next level of innovation. See, drip is somebody has to manually go and switch on the valves or whatever. Internet of Things, which Prime Minister talked about, based means sensor will be there. There will be a sensor. As soon as the moisture level goes down, that automatically comes up. So that's the next level. All this is reality. Okay. So this is how a typical farm will look like. See, that is the drone, and somebody is monitoring, not just monitoring the drone movement, also the health of the entire harvest, the crops and the farms and everything. Make in India, I will move forward. I think you can look at the slides. Skill India, we talked about, creating new jobs or reskilling people. I'm involved with a number of organizations. A number of organizations are involved in this, and they are being funded. And you see the number of 1,500 crores set up, 20 lakh, 24 lakh, and many of them are being sent outside India also, to Japan and some European countries to get retrained or trained. All this, see, Digital India cannot be standalone. It needs all this, right? The ecosystem, Skill India, Make in India, Startup India, all this. It's an ecosystem. Some transforming India digitally. So we talk Make in India. See, 2014 we had only 2 mobile manufacturing companies or units. Today 127. Okay, the same. Almost more than 60% of the Gram Panchayats are having connectivity today. More than 60%. And it's rapidly growing. All of them are getting connected. The way electricity, today we are more or less 95% plus. The same way internet. Next target is internet. Everybody will have. Actually but I have one last video.
In the era where knowledge is power, innovation is the driver of growth. यानी ज्ञान हमारे लिए पावर की तरह काम करता है, लेकिन उस ज्ञान को विस्तार देने के लिए हम जितना इनोवेटिव होंगे, उतना ही देश का विकास ज्यादा होगा। जब हम इनोवेशन की बात करते हैं, तो ये सिर्फ एक शब्द नहीं है। इनोवेशन एक इवेंट भी नहीं है कि कुछ कॉम्पिटिशन्स हुए, जजमेंट आए, इनाम बटे और फिर सेलिब्रेट करने के बाद सब अपने अपने घर चले गए। इनोवेशन एक प्रक्रिया है जो निरंतर चलती रहती है। आप तभी इनोवेट कर पाएंगे जब आप समस्या को समझेंगे, कुछ सवाल करेंगे, नए आइडियाज सामने रखेंगे और फिर उन आइडियाज को अमल में लाने के लिए भरसक प्रयास करेंगे। इसलिए मैं कहता हूं IPPP, इसमें आई अपना भी आई जुड़ जाता है। IPPP यानी इनोवेट, पेटेंट, प्रोड्यूस एंड प्रॉस्पर। ये 4 सीढ़ियां हैं जिन पर चलते हुए हमारे देश का विकास और तेजी से हो सकता है। जितना हम इनोवेट करेंगे, जितना जल्दी उन इनोवेशंस को पेटेंट कराएंगे, उनके प्रोडक्शन की राह आसान बनाएंगे।
So remember, IPPP, simple. I mean, I think, believe me, why should I keep on boasting about our leadership? I think, I worked in IT industry for 30 years and most of it is US companies. Till today, I can tell you, none of my corporate leaders, managers have spoken this kind of language on innovation. Why? India needs this. And action is happening. Atal Innovation Mission, Atal Tinkering Labs, Digital India, Startup India, Skill India, Make in India. These are the pillars. No leader, whether it is country leaders or even corporate leaders, had the real knowledge or the inspiration to talk this level of inspiring talk on innovation. So it should inspire us, whether we are involved in the IT industry or not. We should innovate. We should talk about innovation to our children, to our ecosystem, to our neighbors, whoever it is. I tell my own kids, hey, what is it that you're doing differently today? I question myself. I wake up in the morning, I always think, hey, what is it that new thing that I'm doing today? It could be the simplest, but that innovative mindset, as he said, innovation is not one, okay, you open the door, innovation is over. He said right. Innovation is a journey. Innovation is a process. It is continuous. It's a mindset. I one last example, simplest last example. I'm telling you, one last example I want to give on the innovation side, okay? See, you build a house, you take a 60-40 site, another your friend buys another 60-40 site, you spend 50 lakhs, he or she spends 50 lakhs. You spend only 5 lakhs more and bring a great architect who's really innovative. Okay? Your house will look more beautiful, more well-utilized space, more, friendly, all things. Because an architect came with an innovative mindset and built such a beautiful house. All you did is 5 lakhs more than somebody else. You can also do the architect's job. You can also be innovative and give some ideas. But simple. For all you know, the architect, so what the house is built with the same bricks, he also built with the same bricks, you also use the same cement from Birla Cement or wherever, steel is same, windows are same, teak wood, you also use the teak wood. So innovation is a mindset. It comes the way you think, in the way you, so always I think, be innovative. You will always stand out. I'm telling you, I always want to be different. My only thing drives me is innovation. Okay, thank you very much. And